Well, hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine. Really nice weather out there for us here on our Tuesday. Very pleasant conditions throughout the day and a nice run of low humidity in the coming days. The reason why is that this dry slot of air that has moved into our area, and there's actually a couple of reinforcing shots of this stuff. You can see it here. There's sort of a darker area here, and you see a little bit of lighter colors there. Then you see more dry air up this way, up to the north of us, and more of that will kind of be filtering in as we go through time. So it's going to be really nice here over the next few days. I mean, really beautiful conditions. Our dew points, I think this is the important number, low 60s. Low 60s dew point is very good for this time of year. So I know it can be a little confusing with the dew points because, you know, they show up as temperatures. Don't think of them as a temperature, though. Think of them as a scale. And when it's really low like this, especially in August, it feels really good because we typically spend most of August with our dew points in the mid 70s. And you can see here on the chart, by the time we get to Saturday, we're starting to get back up into that more typical August humidity. But we have several days to go before we get there. And anytime, especially when it's below 70 at this time of year, that is really, really good for us. And dropping all the way in the low 60s, even some upper 50s in some spots, that really is pretty spectacular. So we've got some good conditions out there for us as we look down the line. The morning lows the next several days will be fantastic in the 60s. That's really good for this time of year. Like I said, it's really about as good of a forecast as we can have in late August. Now, it still gets hot. I mean, this afternoon's temperatures will still be up in the low 90s, but there won't be a heat index on top of that, because keep in mind, heat index is the temperature plus the humidity on top of that, right? Well, you take away the humidity, you just have the temperature. So it just makes things feel a lot better, a lot more bearable. I mean, if you're out in the sun, yeah, it'll still feel pretty toasty because these temperatures, like I'm showing you here, will be in the 90s, 91 Molina, 91 Mobile, 93 Leakesville, 92 in Calvert. So there's still hot temperatures, but there won't be, 105, 108 on the heat index on top of this. So that's what really, like I said, just makes things a lot more bearable. The tropics are basically completely good at this point. Fernand is headed out to sea. There's still that tropical wave. Let me zoom in a little bit here. There's still that tropical wave down here in the Caribbean, but it doesn't look like it's going to have any chance of development. The Hurricane Center hasn't marked it up for development. It looks like it's just going to continue westward as a clump of thunderstorms and eventually fall apart. Your rip current risk, this is great. I mean, we have beautiful conditions on our local beaches. It's low today, low through the end of the week, low going into the weekend. We've had beautiful conditions at our beaches here recently, and they'll continue for the next several days. Same deal for the boating forecast. The boating forecast looks great. If you want to take the boat out, I really don't see any major issues here. We do have neap tides out there today. And then here's your long-range forecast. Now, interesting things happening here. We will start getting the humidity back towards the end of the week. But also we're going to have some rain around. That's keeping our temperatures down anyhow. So, we're looking at this last week here of August. I mean, this is about as good of a forecast as you're ever going to see in the last week of August. So that is just great, great news. I mean, after that, we move into September. And in September, September tends to be another very hot month, but there's generally some relief that generally happens at some point in September where we start to see some pullbacks, the humidity decreasing at times. I mean, we could go through, several more weeks of very hot, nasty weather, but eventually, we start to see light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to September. So I'm hopeful here is what I'm saying, because this last week of August is really a nice break. Even if we do go hot for a few more weeks, which we likely will, it's still nice to have this break right here in the heat at the end of August. I hope you appreciate it. Get outside and enjoy it. I'll catch up with you soon. Have a great day.